Yo, what's up? This is Tomas, your speed reading coach, just chilling at the city center of my hometown, Kaunas in Lithuania, and thought I'd shoot another quick speed reading video called How to Speed Read 30 Times More Efficiently. And my mentor has something he calls How to Speed Read 150 Times More Efficiently, so I'm just going to downgrade it a little bit just to sound more realistic, and then basically so it makes sense as a video title, and then also something that you can really use to accelerate your reading and learning. So to begin with, to speed read more efficiently, what you need to do is work on 3 areas. That is speed, comprehension, and retention. Now, speed is basically just how fast you read, and it's very natural to work on it just because, okay, speed reading, speed, of course. So we're going to look into how to do that. Then the second one is to work on your comprehension, because if you're not understanding what you're reading, well, it's not really reading, it's not really even speed reading, it's just, you're just skimming through the text, really not getting anything. And that can be great for a speed reading practice or a drill that you do, but no good for reading normally. And then the last one is remember. So basically your memory, your retention of what you read. So speed, comprehension, and retention. So how do you read something fast while also understanding what you're reading, and then how to make sure you take this information and really ingrain it into your memory, and then practice, use it, and then basically ingrain it into your body. And if you read this way, it's really, superhuman reading, which is what I wanted to call my course a while ago. Maybe I'll still do one called Superhuman Reading, because it's not really the way that most people approach speed reading. And these are the 3 key elements. So let's look at the first one, which is speed. So what I want you to do right now is just grab any book. So you can just stop the video right now and just go grab the book. If you've got a book near you now, simply open it anywhere and just start reading. When you're reading, the first rule of speed reading, I keep repeating and repeating it over and over, but basically start using your finger or your hand when you're reading. So just left to right, relaxed hand motions. And you can start first 1 line at a time, then go a couple lines at a time, and then more and more and more. And that's how your reading speed grows. If you want to learn more, simply grab my free course that's in the description. But basically, this is the basic key drill to simply learn how to read faster. And while you're doing this drill, don't worry about comprehension at all. Just like when you're riding a bike, when you first started riding a bike, you're not wondering, oh, am I doing it perfectly right at first? It's actually necessary to read faster than you're used to, or faster than you can comprehend, just so it actually expands your mind, expands your reading capacity. So that's number 1, focusing on speed. And once again, just to make this video quick and to the point, I'm just giving you the basics. If you want to learn more, grab my free course in the description. See, when you're even doing this drill, so what? You're reading much faster, but you're not really understanding anything. And that's great for practice, but when you're reading, when you're learning, it's really important that you still understand very well what you're learning. Otherwise, it's not really learning at all, is it? So the step 2 then, with comprehension, is a favorite drill of mine, which you can actually go ahead and try out after this video or right now. But basically, you can write it down if you want, just so you remember it forever. How to retain comprehension when reading fast. And to use this drill properly, what you do is you grab a book, and then you read 1 paragraph of the book. And as you're reading the paragraph, what you want to do is just get 1 to 3 keywords out of that paragraph. And you write it down either next to the paragraph, or simply, with a pencil if it's not your book, or just write it down on paper and simply focus on getting the 1 to 3 keywords out of 1 paragraph. So you're still practicing reading fast, what we did at the first step, but at this point you're also seeing, can I get at least 1 to 3 key things from this? Can I get at least some basically information, some ideas that are in here, so that I can really use them and so that I can actually understand the text. And then the step 3 is, how do you retain this information? How do you really remember what you're reading, even, say months later or even years later if you want? And for this, I usually recommend mind mapping, as I've done in countless of my other videos. But once again, if you want to get deeper into it, just simply grab my free course in the video description. But basically, also just another note before we go here on comprehension. So when you want to make sure you have high comprehension as well as high retention, it really helps if you're reading information that you emotionally connect with. And even if you don't, then you can do what's called fast-tracking neural connections for semantic reinforcement, which what simply is actually making sure you have some kind of an emotional connection with the text, so then you can really remember it better and connect with it better, so that you're more emotionally invested into it, and that's naturally going to lead to increased comprehension as well as retention. And then for retention, definitely do mind mapping for all the books that you do. It's absolute magic for really having that in your long-term memory. It doesn't matter what you read, unless maybe it's something, you know, completely like a fiction book or something that there's just no way of putting in a mind map, then don't use it. But for technical material, as well as for material that's really structured, mind mapping is just absolutely amazing to getting you remember. And you will see that mind mapping definitely helps 5 times, if not 10 times, to retain the information better and even to actually comprehend what you're currently reading. So then, if you're spending a couple hours on the book, you're focusing on reading faster, on really taking out what's important in the book, and then eventually mind mapping it, and maybe even looking at the mind map a couple more times. This is the absolute success formula for speed reading. And if you'd like to learn more, go ahead and grab my free course on speed reading, where I go very much in depth, especially for entrepreneurs, on how to read business books, how to read non-fiction books, and then how to read fiction books even as well. So go ahead and grab my free course right here. Subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, and I'll see you at the other videos. Bye.